Hi, boys and girls. For grammar this week, we are going to be talking about quotation marks. Now then, the quotation marks are marks that look like this right here, and they are showing dialogue or the exact words that a person or a character says. And so we will put quotation marks at the beginning of what a person says and at the end of what a person says. So we have two sets of these marks. And you'll notice that in each set of the marks, there are the two little marks. So there's two at the beginning and there's two at the end. So let's go ahead and let's look at some examples here. Let's look at let's look at the sentence here. It says that Jean said, "I am going to bed early tonight." So because this is exactly what Jean said, she didn't just say, Jean said she was going to bed early tonight. If it was that, then that would be telling it from a different point of view. That would be telling it from third person point of view. And so it's not exactly what she said. But because it is exactly what she said, then it has to have these quotation marks. So I want you to notice that before the quotation marks, after the word said, we also have a comma here. So anytime that we're having quotation marks, we want to add the comma right before the quotation marks, and then we have the beginning set of quotation marks and the end set of quotation marks. And I also want you to think about how they almost are, they kind of like cup in what the person is saying. So at the beginning, they kind of go in towards what the person is starting to say, and then at the end of what they've said, it goes pointing towards the end of what they said. So it kind of goes in the direction of the person and what they have spoken. So let's go ahead now and let's look at some more examples. Look at number 1 here. Number 1 says to identify where quotation marks should be placed in each sentence. So number 1, Jack asked, "What time will we leave for the ball game?" So what did Jack ask? He asked, "What time will we leave for the ball game?" So the beginning quotation marks go after the comma. The end quotation marks go after the question mark. Look at number 2. His dad responded about 3 o'clock. Now, something else that I want you to notice here is whenever they have started talking, we always will capitalize that first letter of what they're saying, okay? Because it's like they're starting a new sentence. They're starting a sentence of their own of what they've said, and we know that we always start a sentence with a capital. So here is that comma that tells us that he's saying something. And then here's our beginning quotation marks, and here's our end quotation marks. And they always go after the punctuation, after the comma punctuation, and after the end punctuation. The third sentence here says that Jack asked, "How long will it take to drive there?" Here's the word that he said. He asked something. There's a comma. And now we have our exact words. How long will it take to drive there? We do our end quotation marks after the question mark. And I want you to look also, all of these words, asked, responded, replied, said, these are all words that they're all synonyms for the word said, really. And so when you see words like that, then you know that what's coming next is something that is the exact words of what the person spoke. So his dad replied, "About 15 minutes." So here's our next set of quotation marks. And then number 5, Sarah said, "I want to take my tent on the camping trip." So here is what Sarah said. So we want the quotation marks before or after the comma, and after the period. So today you are going to be practicing making sure of where the quotation marks go. So make sure that you are paying attention and you're putting them in the correct place. Thanks for watching.